during the day on a Tuesday. So if you catch this live, thank you so much for joining me. Or if you're catching the replay, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Today I have a card for you. This is it here. It looks a little close up for you. And it's something I haven't quite used yet. I've used this bundle before, but I haven't quite used the words yet. And I think they're really just kind of big and chunky, and I really like them a lot. So just want to say, and then you open up the inside and it says, the best wishes. So let's just dive right in, and I'll kind of explain how I did things as I go along. My card base here is Poppy Parade. It is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. More so like the landscape layout. And I'm just going to crease it here with my bone folder. And then I'm going to take a pattern from the Fine Art Gallery Designer Series paper. This paper is gorgeous. I mean, it is so, so pretty. It has lots of different colors, but it's very realistic with the watercoloring, not the water, like the paint, I guess, strokes. I don't know how you would say that. So, hey, Renee, so good. I'm so glad you're here on your lunch break. Thanks for joining me. So here's the pattern we're going to be using with. Again, there's really gorgeous patterns. Any one of them would look pretty, but I'm going with more the red pink one. It has this beautiful like petal pink pattern on the back, which unfortunately we're going to cover, but really pretty. And I'm going to just adhere that down. Now I have to tell you ahead of time, I'm using my Stampin' Seal Plus adhesive. I would never normally use my Stampin' Seal Plus when I'm just like adhering down cardstock, but I cannot find my refill for my normal Stampin' Seal. I have looked high and low. It's here somewhere, and I have like 7 of them because I stocked up before I went on my scrapbooking retreat, and I can't find them anywhere. So that being said, the Stampin' Seal Plus is more for like your heavy duty adhesive, the one that where maybe you're doing a 3D project or something with a lot of texture, and you just need like an extra little bit of oomph. But it also just works for your regular projects as well, like I'm going to use today. So this pattern here from the Fine Art Gallery is 5.25 by 5.5. It's this complete size of the card front here. And I'm going to take, what is this called? It's gorgeous, whatever this is. It is the Fine Art ribbon. It's 3/8 inches wide, and it's just really pretty. It's got almost like this sparkle in it, but it's like a little rustic. It's like a rustic sparkle, I want to call it. So I really think it's very pretty, and it adds great texture to your cards. And of course it coordinates with the product we're going to be using today. So what I'm going to do is cut a piece, and I'll give you the measurements because I have no idea how big this is. Let me just get scissors here. We're going to cut it about there, and then I'll tell you kind of how long that ended up being more or less. So this is, it's about 10 inches long, almost exactly, almost perfectly. And I'm going to wrap it around, and I'm going to have the seam be hidden behind this one here. Why is the why is the mini catalog run through June, but the annual caddy runs through May? Runs through June, runs through May. I don't know, Denise. I guess I haven't thought about it. Oh, hi, it's your first live. Thank you for joining me. I'm trying to think because they're changing things this year, and I believe they're going to run through the same time. Hold on. Let me just hold on. Of course, I don't have my mini catalog next to me, but I do have the annual catalog. So to May 3rd to the end of June. I don't know. That's a good question. I think I have no idea. I don't know. You stumped me with that one, Denise. I don't know. I don't have a good answer. I guess that's just the way they're doing it. I'll have to look into that because I thought they were going to coordinate. So off the top of my head, I'm drawing like a complete blank, and I'm sure I could dive in and do some research and get a better answer for you. So drop me your email address or email me your email address, Denise, and I will find out that answer and get the answer to you. I'm drawing a complete blank. I feel like I should know this off the top of my head, but I just don't. Okay, so I'm going to adhere my ribbon, and I'm going to hide the seam behind this just want to say. because that way you don't have to worry about the seam anywhere else, to put it plainly. So I'm using a couple pieces of tear and tape. I love the tear and tape. It really is super strong. I mean, this is what I use when I'm using like a 3D project or I'm making a cute box or something. I'm a huge fan of the tear and tape. I really, really am. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm just lining up my ribbon here to see if I can get it straight. I'm using my grid paper as kind of a guide. And then I'm just going to pull over that and pull over that, and then I can snip. I have a little bit there that isn't adhered down. I can just trim that off. Okay, so that's what's nice about having like a big panel in the front here, is that you can hide your ribbon seams behind it, so that when you open, you know, sometimes if you do it the other way around, you have like your seams in here, but this way when you open it, it still looks pretty. Your seam is behind this, so that's what I like to do. Okay, so now let's do our sentiment here, which is so fun. I just love this big chunky wording, and we're actually kind of use the negative. Normally you would pop out the words and use the words that you cut out, but I'm actually going to kind of use the reverse. So I have a panel of Whisper White here, or excuse me, not Whisper White, Basic White. Sorry, creature of habits. Basic white, and it measures 2 3/4 by 4. Let me just make sure. Yeah, 2 3/4 by 4. Sorry, basic white, not Whisper White. Whisper White's no longer available. Okay, and I'm gonna take the Floral Gallery Dies. They're beautiful, and I'm gonna use this, and I might as well take this one out too, because I'm gonna use this one eventually too. Okay. But I'm going to use the words here. Just want to say the new holiday caddy will, yes. You're stumping me, Denise. I feel like I should know these off the top of my head, but I just don't. Oh my goodness, that's so horrible. The new, because their thing is like they're changing everything. So let's see here. It would normally August. I think it does go live in July. The new, it'll be a July to December catalog. And then the mini will run January to June. I hope that makes sense. So basically at any point in the year, we're going to have some sort of a mini catalog to play with. Whereas before we always kind of had like that gap. We won't have that anymore. But definitely, shoot me an email or message me or something, and I will get back to you. I will do a little research and come up with a better answer than I don't know. That's not a very good answer. So Stampin, Stampin, and then Jaimie, Jaimie, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I'm going to take my die here. I'm going to kind of keep it flush and sort of aim for straight. Obviously, I can't completely see the dies, but I can more or less figure out placement. Karen says the old catalog ends May 3rd. Doesn't the new one start May 4th? Well, yes. But the question was, why doesn't the mini catalog end May 4th? And I just think it doesn't. I don't really know, though. I don't want to say, I don't want to misspeak. So thank you, Karen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the thought process was behind that. But, okay, so I'm just going to run that through my die machine here, my die cutting machine. And here's the thing, you don't want to lose the tiny pieces, because you kind of have to do like a little puzzle piecing. Okay, so there's my words, and there's another word. I'm not actually going to use the words. I need all these little pieces, so this is what I'm going to work with. I need like these little guys, so I don't want the words, which is kind of ironic. Normally you want the words. I just want the little pieces. So I'm going to very carefully, like, don't go throwing them out. This is what you need. I'm going to put them right next to me so I can kind of follow along. Now, these words are perfectly good words. Don't throw them away. You know, save them for a different card or whatever. You know, they're perfectly good. Use them. Oh, wait. Say to just want. No, don't write that. just want. There you go. So these are perfectly good words. Save them for another card. Set them aside. I always have a stash of kind of like things that I've created and then no longer need or no longer use. And I kind of pull from it. So I have a panel of Poppy Parade cardstock. It's just 1/8 bigger. and it measures 2 7/8 by 4 1/8. And I'm going to just adhere my Whisper White. Oh, I keep calling it Whisper White. Sorry. Not Whisper White. Basic White over the Poppy Parade. Sorry, I have to get in that habit. And I'm going to use liquid glue so I can kind of get in these little spots in here. You know, these little bits that are going to kind of be flapping in the wind. So make sure they're kind of adhered down and not going anywhere. I mean, I don't think they are, but you get the idea. Okay, that's going to go right on my Poppy Parade here. Okay. Now, if you didn't want to fuss with all these little bits, you could leave it just like that. I think if you adhered that to a card front, you know, people would be able to read that. They would be able to figure it out. But if you want to take it one step further, we're going to take all these little bits that were cut out, like the negative pieces, and we're going to adhere them into the card. So what I would recommend, and if Karen is still on, she's the one that gave me these, a pair of tweezers, because these are itty bitty pieces and they can be a little hard to get like in the exact right spot. So this one is the A, goes right like that. So I'm going to just put like a little dab of liquid glue there and fit it more or less where it should go. Obviously, you don't have to get it like perfectly fine, but as long as people understand that's an A, we're good to go. Let's see here. Next, we'll do this little piece down here, the lower O. So the O has two pieces. I feel like I'm kind of, remember playing Operation? I feel like I'm kind of playing Operation. Like I have these little bits and I'm trying to finagle them in just so. But that's the bottom part of the O. Then, let's see here. This is the top part of it. This is the tiniest one. Like, whoo, this baby's tiny, tiny, tiny. Look at that. I don't know, can you see? It's like so small. It is itty bitty. A littlest dab of glue there. Oops. I'm afraid even to squeeze too hard that I'll get a big glop coming out. There we go. That might have even been a little bit. And this one goes on the side. Like that. Okay. And then we have the A here. Oh, I lost my Y somewhere. Unless that's it there. Oh, I think that's it. Okay, this goes to the A. It's the same as this one up here. Like so. Like that. Okay, and then we have a little bit, and this is even tinier than that top O. I mean the top, yeah, the top of the O. Wow, it is so small. I don't even know if I can get it with the tweezers. There we go. It is itty bitty, itty bitty. But as long as you kind of leave everything, I'm actually going to put the glue on the cardstock. As long as you leave everything on your plate, you should be able to kind of figure out what goes where. So literally, I just left everything here, and then I just piled up the little pieces as I needed them. That way you're not like, oh wait, what does this go to? This little itty bitty tiny piece, where does that go? You're kind of guessing. So if you leave everything, you pull the words off and kind of keep everything in its place, you should be able to kind of piece it back together. And then you get that. I really, really like this. I just think it's fun to use the negative. Obviously I made it, right? Can you imagine, like, I made this and I hated it. No, I really like how it came out. Okay. So now I just need a piece of basic white. Oh, not this one. This one's for my inside. Oops. Okay, this one here. Or is that my inside? Hold on, let me measure. No, that's not my inside. Okay. So I'm taking the Art Gallery stamp set here, and I'm going to take this one here. It's a solid floral image. So these guys here are two different pieces. So like you could potentially stamp the flower in a color and then stamp the leaf in a different color. This is a little different because it is one solid stamp. Now you could do a little stamp surgery and snip them apart. Actually, that probably would be one of the easiest ways to solve this problem. But if you're looking to get different colors, one of the ways you could get that is by using our Stampin' Write markers and just coloring the stamp. So I have Poppy Parade and Old Olive. I have to tell you, when I made my sample here, What I thought was Old Olive Stampin' Right marker was actually Pear Pizzazz. So this one is Pear Pizzazz. I didn't do it on purpose. I honestly thought I was grabbing Old Olive. And then afterwards, I was like, that actually looks really light. And I went to put my marker back and I'm like, oh, it's because I grabbed the wrong one. So I'm going to use Old Olive for today. And I'm going to use Poppy Parade for the flowers. Now, all of our Stampin' Right markers have two ends, just like our blends, a more fine tip ballpoint end, and then a brush stroke end. I'm going to be using the brush stroke end. And I'm going to just apply the color to the flowers. Now, the thing about applying this ink to a very large space, and specifically to anything that's photopolymer, is that if you see, I kind of have like almost brush strokes from the markers, and you're going to get that effect. So if you wanted something more solid, you may want to go with a different technique for getting multiple colors on your stamp. But in this case, because my card is a little bit more artistic and artsy, I didn't mind it. So I'm just applying even to these little bits over here, the Poppy Parade. And it does kind of like pool up a little bit. It's just because it's the photopolymer, it's what it's going to do. And you'll see when I stamp it down, it will have a sort of effect to it. It'll have a, it's not going to be like a super solid if I would have just inked this up in an ink pads per se. It does have a different look to it for sure. Okay, then I'm going to take my Old Olive, again, the brush stroke end of the pen, the marker, excuse me, it's not a pen, and go right up to where I did my, and there's even these little bits up here where I did my Poppy Parade. There's these little bits of the stem. Okay, now when I'm done with this sounds kind of weird. You gotta bear with me. You're gonna kind of blow on it until you get like the heat coming out of your mouth. It's so weird. So ready? That's not weird or anything. Okay, we're gonna just press down nice and hard, and it did pool a lot. Let's see, I may have to do it again. We'll see. I may have to do the red last. Oh, let's try it again. I'm gonna try it again. So see how it pooled like that? That's because it's a photopolymer. And can I get another one on here? Ooh, can I get another one on here? I can that way. So I'm gonna do it again, but this time I'm gonna do the red last. And if not, we're gonna go with it. And normally I wouldn't do this technique on a card like this because that's not necessarily the look I'm going for. But again, because it is a it is like more of an artistic card. Like even the designer paper is super artistic. I don't necessarily mind it. That's a lot. It's a little bit more than I wanted. I probably just needed to do the red last. The longer you leave the red on here, the more it's going to pool or clump together, so to speak. So I'm going to do this a little faster. See how fast I can do this. So apply the, what's this? Poppy Parade, a nice bright red. You know, the real red, I tend to think like Christmas red. Cherry Cobbler is definitely a more Christmas red, but Poppy Parade I like to use all year round. It's just nice and bright. Okay, I'm going to do this super fast. So weird. And I think I'm still going to get the lines, but not quite as many. Okay, and here's the thing. If you don't like this, if I had used the Stamparatus, I could just keep going over it and call it a day, but that's okay. This one's a little better. I like that one. Okay, so using the same, what were they? Floral Gallery dies, the same ones that have the words. I'm gonna use this guy here. It matches perfectly up to our floral image. Keep in mind that you're gonna go nice and tight into it. So whereas before you would have like a little space like along the edge, now you're gonna go right up to it. And you know, I'm getting this all situated, and then I'm going to go put it on my die cutting machine, and you know it's going to move, and I'm going to just have to move it again. Fix it again. Okay, let me see if I can put that down without moving it. Okay, I'm going to put that through and get, let's see here, this guy. Okay, that's our final result. Again, artistic. It's not like super solid, but I really like it. What did I do? Oh, here it is. Wow, I totally lost that for a second. There it is. Okay, so we're gonna just start putting everything together. Because I'm adhering over ribbon, this guy goes over the ribbon, I usually don't adhere it straight down. I usually use Stampin' in Dimensionals just because it's not gonna lay perfectly flat. And so I find that dimensionals, you know, it's gonna be kind of lifted anyways. You might as well just do it on purpose, so to speak. Okay, so I'm adhering that down with dimensionals. Flip it around. And kind of in the bottom right hand corner, like so. And then this guy, I'm going to use dimensionals as well. I just have to figure out, like, I'm going to grab some mini ones. I think I want some mini ones. So like those two can have big ones and then mini ones for the rest. Wait, hold on. What was that? This one and this one. Okay. This one, and then a mini one on the leaf, I think is how I saw that. Because it kind of hangs off, so you can't put dimensionals on the whole thing. If you did, it would really be like lopsided. So what I figure is the part that's going to be touching this paper here is the part that can have the dimensionals. If I put one over here, it's going to be like this, and that's not the look I'm going for. Thanks, Paula. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining me today. Surprise! I'm going to try and make this a regular thing on Tuesdays at 2. I don't know what that's going to look like in the summertime. Things may change because, you know, the kids are outside and want to go swimming or whatever. But at least for now, I'm aiming for Tuesdays at 2 to go live on YouTube. So make sure you hit the subscribe button here to my channel so that you get a notification when I do go live. And so you don't miss anything. Okay. So next, that's the outside. And again, I could have kind of finagled the inside sentiment on the outside, but I just really like it the way it is, and I didn't want to do that. So I have a panel of basic white. It is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to stamp very simply the best wishes. The great thing about this stamp set is that you have so many different variations and things that you can do. You could just want to say sorry, just want to say you are lovely, just want to say congratulations. This covers such a great array of occasions and sentiments and reasons to send a card that I think you're going to get a lot of use out of this just because it just covers so much. And I like the sorry, I like the good luck. It pretty much, again, covers it all. And then there's a great just general, I'm thinking of you and you are lovely. That can work for any occasion, or just when you're thinking of someone and just want to send them like a thoughtful card. So this is great. Again, this is in the January to June mini catalog, the 2021 mini catalog. It is part of a big suite of gorgeousness. So go ahead, check it out. Please let me know if you have yet to receive catalogs, or if you do not currently order through a demonstrator and would like more information about ordering, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions, to help you out in any way I can. So just let me know how I can serve you. Okay, so the sentiment on the inside, again, I'm going to do the best wishes because I think it can, even that can cover a couple different things. That could cover a birthday. It could cover a promotion at a job, a congratulations. I don't know, so many different things. So I'm going to stamp that in the Poppy Parade, kind of a little high but center on my card on the inside. Best wishes. And then I have just the tiniest piece of designer series paper, the one that matches the front. And I did realize that I cut this smaller than I think the one in my center. This one here is 1/2 inch, and I must have cut this 3/4. It's a little bigger, but we're going to go with the 1/2 inch because that's what I cut. And so this is 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. Okay. And whoops. Of course, the adhesive totally got away from me. You can just tuck that behind it. And to make sure that you adhere this straight, I'm going to butt the inside of my cardstock right up to my grid paper. I'm going to find a line on this side that's going to touch. Hold it down with my left hand, and then I'm going to find the other line on the right side. And that way you are foolproof, guaranteed to get that straight. Because I don't know about you, but otherwise if I just go by my eyes, it's like hit or miss whether I'm going to get it straight. Okay, so then this gets adhered. Whoops, don't do that. I gave a tip on this, and of course I'm not even following my own tip. When you use the Stampin' Seal Plus, in order for it not to pull up your cardstock, you really need to like apply a lot of pressure, like really push down, not like that. Okay. we're going to call it a day. Okay, and then we're just going, oops, that's not it. That's my other one. This is the one I want. Oops, adhere it straight. Been there, done that before. And that goes right in our card, in the center of our card, like that. So a really simple card, like a little bit of ribbon, a stamp detail, kind of using the negative of the sentiment, and then on the inside, just a quick, simple design and sentiment. So yeah, I hope you like the card. Again, head over to my shop. I'm going to pop the link in the comments below, and you can just click on that. It'll take you over to my store, and you can grab this great product. I think you're going to really, really like all the different possibilities you can do and the different combinations of sentiments you can make. Also, be sure to click the subscribe button below so that you don't miss out on any of my live stamping or any of my videos. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the project, and certainly let me know if you have any questions at all. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.